We're here with Gordon Robertson, lead singer and songwriter for the Damn Choir. They've got a show coming up this Friday, November 9th, at the Empty Bottle with Communist Daughter. And they also have a show, I think, on December 7th.
Yeah, at B Kitchen with Churchill.
At B Kitchen. So 2 great venues, lots of great bands. Be sure to check them out. This spring, the Damn Choir put out their 2nd record.
You're My Secret Called Fire.
You're My Secret Called Fire, which I've been listening to the past few days, and it's very good. You should check it out. You can get down their Bandcamp, which I'll put a link up to. But it's not your first record. Your first record was actually just you and Katie, right?
Yeah, our first record was called Faithful Fools, and I was playing in and out of bands. I moved to Chicago to pursue music, went through a breakup, and I just wrote this album in a pretty short amount of time, a couple months. And I was playing in the Gaylord Cabaret all the time. And then Garrett Lane wanted to produce it, so I named it Faithful Fools, started recording it, and then Katie came along. So I was planning on doing it myself, and then Katie came along, and then I heard it when it finished product, and I was like, I want to do something bigger than this. And that's how You're My Secret Called Fire came about.
Yeah, so that was the whole catalyst, was just, I mean, I listened to the Faithful Fools also, and it is kind of a very stripped down acoustic guitar, and Katie plays cello. So what was it? Was that just not reaching the scope that you had planned?
Not even that. You know, a lot of our live shows, like, it was Katie and I, and, like, Faithful Fools, like, represents music that I'm very into. Like, you know, Pedro the Lion, Nick Drake, bands like that. But it got to the point where, you know, you're playing a live show at a bar, and you're playing this really low-key music, which is fine. You know, you're getting talked over. And it got to the point where I just wanted to do a bigger project, so I was like, let's make this bigger. So we made it bigger, came to 7 songs, put out You're My Secret Called Fire, and then over the summer we started writing. We wrote 19 songs this summer. We want to use 10 for our new album, and we're trying to just pretty much step it up again and go bigger again.
Yeah, now, the lyrical content on both records is fairly similar. It's not a change in the dynamic that way. And a lot of the songs are very, I would say, spiteful, would be, I think, a good description of it.
Yeah, I've never really been in the business of writing love songs. A lot of my writing goes back to, like, the Damn Choir had this idea for literally love being a tangible thing that 2 people share, 2 people build together, but it's alive. And a lot of it's about the death of love. Like, the song Road After My Secret Called Fire, where it actually talks about love dying. Like, it burns to death, it gets buried alive, and I stab it and I drink its blood. Like, so it's just this idea I have to make love a tangible thing.
And you also include a lot of biblical imagery. Yeah. There's a lot of religious undertones in your songs. Is that something, like, from your upbringing that you've always kind of had?
Yeah, actually, I was homeschooled, one of those weird homeschool kids. I was raised in a very organized religious family. Do you ever heard of the 700 Club?
Yeah, Ben Robertson.
This is a random thing that actually has never come up in one interview we've ever done. My brother had a brain tumor on his brainstem, and my parents became Christians. He was 9, I think I was like 3, and it disappeared. It's on YouTube, you can find it. You just put Alex Robertson + healing.
Yeah.
So I had a very odd religious upbringing, and I just really turned away from organized religion. But, you know, it was still a huge part of my life. You know, I grew up with it, and I think the best thing I've ever, in my views on religion, is I have no problem with God, I just don't like his fan club. That's kind of what I live by.
Yeah, I can go with that. You have there's a great line right at the beginning of your new record, and I won't get it right, so I'll paraphrase.
Okay.
Where you say, the Bible in his mind.
Oh, he's got a Bible in his head. It's like a gun in his hands.
Yeah, and that's I think a very good.
That's actually about the pastor.
What's going on?
The pastor I had growing up, and I think he just harmed so many people with God. And I was like, yeah, you know, he damaged a lot of people using God, where I think a lot of people damage people by using God. I don't think a lot of people come out of it unscathed, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. There is definitely like a feeling that you're doing good, but you're only, like, you're too myopic to see what's actually happening.
For sure, because you have blinders on.
Yeah.
And you're running this race where you don't know where it ends. And it's, yeah.
Yeah. But on the opposite side of that coin, where you have these kind of spiteful and anti-religious lyrics, you also have, like, this really beautiful music that plays as, like, the undercurrent for the whole thing.
Yeah, my whole goal for the damn choir, and it's everything that I love, is to make a warm sadness, you know? Like, I mean, the new albums could be more upbeat, but, like, the old stuff, it's like, that's how I want to feel when I watch a movie, read a book, listen to music, anything, like that warm sadness, you know, that melancholy, to where it's like, it sounds so beautiful, but, like, to listen to, like, when you really listen to it, you know, it's about as dark as it can be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really interesting dynamic. It reminds me a lot of, like, the first Airborne Toxic Event record.
Okay.
I know I talked to a couple of people who said you guys have a sound that's kind of similar to Mumford and Sons.
We get that quite a bit.
Yeah. Is that, like, are there current bands? I know you mentioned, like, Nick Drake, stuff that's kind of old, but is there, like, current stuff that you guys feel like you're kind of influenced by?
Oh, big time. I mean, Painter the Lion, Control, like, the way he talks about his race was religion and how he struggled, like, and that was a catalyst of almost everything I've written up until now. Like, I mean, pretty much from, like, senior year of high school till now. Like, because for the first, I remember being a child listening to the hymns and thinking, like, in church, I remember thinking, like, this is kind of lies. Like, it's not always happy. I see my family. Then when I heard Pedro the Lion, I was like, this all makes sense to me now. Like, how there is another side to writing about religion. It doesn't all have to be praising God. And then that's how I got that from Pedro the Lion. And then another big influence has been Frightened Rabbit for me. Like Midnight Organ Fight, I listened to that music, that album, right when I was going through the breakup before I wrote Faithful Fools. And that album, like changed me. Like, that was, like, one of the most epic albums I've ever heard. Like, just his lyrics, how honest they are.
Yeah, with Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we saw him solo not too long ago, and he's not only a brilliant songwriter, he's also a great performer, too.
Oh, he's brilliant,
yeah. So, as the lead songwriter, do you write everything?
Well, the first two albums, I wrote everything.
Okay.
With minor structure changes from our drummer, Ryan Farnham. But this new album we're coming out with, it's the first album the band wrote it.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I still wrote pretty much all the lyrics, like, probably 98% of them. But the band wrote the structures of the songs. Like, the drummer, Ryan, him and I have, like, I wrote this album just as much as he did. Like, we had both spent so much time writing the structures of these songs.
Are you guys all, like you said, you came here to do music. Did you study music before you came here?
No, I was a creative writing major. I've always been more of a writer than a musician. I never had a lesson. I picked up guitar when I was 13, and my friend Ben Schley gave me a couple lessons, but never like a formal lesson. And then I just pretty much, like, it's funny because to this day, like, everyone in my band is pretty much classically trained.
Okay.
So we're working on a song, they talk amongst themselves, and they're like, all right, let's explain it to Gordon. Put your fingers here. Like, they have to, like, break it down to the most simple understanding ever. Because I still don't know most of the chords I'm playing.
Yeah, you're like Joey Tribbiani with, like,
yeah, exactly.
the mouse or whatever, I'm trying to figure out the hand movements. Yeah, I only asked that because I wondered, like, with some of the lyrical content, did you ever have any issues with other people in the band saying, maybe we're not comfortable with this going that far?
There was the cello player, right when we started the band, she had, like, small, like, have you seen the cover of Faithful Fools?
Yeah.
It's the two of us hanging, holding hands.
Right.
She was, like, really against that. And she's from Indiana, so she sometimes...
So am I.
Okay, sometimes she gets this little accent going. So she was like, I like the name of the damn choir, but there's a cuss word in it. So she like brought out this weird twang, like there's a cuss word. But I was like stood strong. I was like, the damn choir's good. So we stuck to it.
Yeah, and you said you've got 19 songs that you're trying to whittle down to 10.
Yeah.
And you guys are heading up to New York in 2013?
Yeah, definitely in 2013. We were lucky enough to find an investor to help us with this album. So we're trying to do our album at Trout Studios. We'll see what happens with that. You know, we're still shopping around, seeing pretty much who wants us,
yeah.
who will take us in.
Yeah, I know you guys, you played a tour last year that took you up through New York in Brooklyn. Are you guys planning on doing that again while you're up there recording?
Yeah, we'll probably tour on the way up there, and then we'll be there, you know, probably be there 3 weeks to a month, and then probably not tour on the way back, but because I don't think everyone's going to be able to stay.
Right.
I've been like literally saving every penny possibly. Just planning on living in New York for a month is like, without working, it's pretty intense.
Yeah. Do you play solo shows as the damn choir?
You know, the only thing I do like that, before we had the full band, I did 2 West Coast tours with Brian Moss. He was in a band called The Ghost. He used to live in Chicago. And he started this band called Hanalei, and I did 2 West Coast tours with him. Nothing crazy, just like 6 days kind of thing. But no, not really, not lately. Although I do go to a place called the Gallery Cabaret in Chicago, and I like to try out my new songs there.
Yeah, I mean, in Chicago there's no shortage of places to try out.
Oh yeah, the open mic. I mean, a lot of musicians I've talked about, like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. It's like, in my opinion, it's like, it's your testing ground.
Right.
Like, I don't think you stop doing open mics, you know?
Right on. And there's also, I mean, even at a place like Shuba's, they offer the residencies, and they have the practice spaces, so there's no end in sight.
Shuba's is one of our favorite places to play in.
Yeah.
It's a room small, like it's such a quaint room, and it's perfect for a band like us, you know, we don't have a huge fan base, you know, we can get some people in there, so you don't feel like you're playing to nobody.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the Empty Bottle, where you guys are going to be this Friday, November 9th, is a great space. It's one of my favorites in Chicago. I'll never forget seeing the Yeah Yeah Yeahs there in 2000, but it doesn't compare to Shuba's.
No, Shuba's has a romance about it, really. I mean, the acoustics in there, like, there's no better sound than Shuba's. I mean, Empty Bottle, too. I mean, I love Empty Bottle. Like, there's no cooler rock club.
Right.
It's like different end of the spectrum, you know? Like,
yeah.
Empty Bottle is just an awesome, like, experimental rock club.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're not from Chicago and you come here, you should go to Empty Bottle.
Especially on a free Monday night.
Free Monday night.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Other than that, I mean, you can check out both albums, Faithful Fools and You're My Secret Called Fire, on their Bandcamp page. I recommend you do that. You can also buy them; they're super cheap. I think one's like $7, and the other one is similar to that. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, if you get the chance, check them out. This is Gordon Robertson. The rest of his band couldn't make it tonight, and I think you'd really enjoy it. So thank you, Gordon, for coming.
Thank you, man.
Hanging out with me at Forever Yogurt in Boys Town.
I love Forever Yogurt in Boys Town.
Absolutely, it's the best. And yeah, we'll see you in a few days.
All right, go.